Hey guys, welcome back to the Prehistoric Life Podcast, and today we are continuing with the tournament. As y'all guys can see, we have the Super Titan from last episode, Patagotitan versus the high spine lizard itself, Acrocanthosaurus. So we're going to dive right in, and we're going to start off with the stats and things of Acro. We're going to ignore Carcharodontosaurus. Have I not done an episode on Acrocanthosaurus? I could have swore I did. Maybe I just didn't mark it off. I'm going to check that while I do this. So, as you can see, there's Acrocanthosaurus. I'm really surprised that I haven't done an episode on it. So, I have not done an episode on Acrocanthosaurus. Interesting. That's another dinosaur that I can do an episode on. Or apparently Carcharodontosaurus. But, yeah. It's about 30 to 39-ish feet long. And it weighs about 2.2 tons. It's about 13 feet tall. So this thing is pretty big. Acrocanthosaurus. Let me pull up the non-natural. Where is it? Okay. I'm trying to pull up the Prehistoric Wildlife page where we do Acrocanthosaurus and find all that. Control F, Control V, Acrocanthosaurus, Carcharodontosaurus. And here it is. I have it pulled up finally. So I will have to do an episode on Acrocanthosaurus alone. And I'm surprised I haven't actually done that already, but here is Ooh, that's a lot of lag. Here's Acrocanthosaurus itself. It is a Carcharodontosaurus, or Carcharodontosaurid, not a Tyrannosaurid, which is a big mistake on many parts. It has 3-ish fingers, not really 2. But here is Acro. You can see its height, its length there compared to a human. Dear God, this thing is just mercilessly tiny compared to big boy over here. So we're gonna move. So I'll do bite force and all that right now. So it uses possible claws, maybe its tail, maybe it steps, and its main attack is its bite force. The bite force of Acrocanthosaurus was studied and compared with that of 33 other dinosaurs by Sakamoto et al. In 2022. So this is pretty. Yeah, according to the results, its bite force at the anterior part of the jaws was about 8,266 newtons, while the posterior bite force was estimated to be 16,894 newtons. Wow. If you remember from last episode, to break femur, I think it was about 1,700. So this thing is definitely knocking around with its jaws. It's definitely not to be trifled with. But as you know, the Patagotitan, the giant itself, the unstoppable behemoth that is Patagotitan, the walking mountain, comes in at a whopping 122 feet long, 77 tons, and about 18 to 20 feet tall. I feel like that height is horribly wrong. Hang on. Okay, so Acrocanthosaurus was about 13 feet tall. Was Patagotitan. And Jesus, 8 meters. And Patagotitan stood about a whopping 26-ish. Excuse me. So this is probably more likely 20 to 26. So you guys also get to see some edits to the last episode. So this thing is a absolute walking behemoth, the just towering over Acrocanthosaurus. And what did we figure out? That it could, like, if it stepped on you, it could crush you 92 times over, give or take. If it what's the word? If it steps on you, you die because it breaks all your bones. And it was about 8 school buses in weight. So this thing definitely outsizes Acrocanthosaurus by so many folds. I don't think. Okay, yeah, no, Acrocanthosaurus is not. It does seem to have. Jesus, this thing is massive. It does seem to hunt Sauroposeidon. As you can see, this thing is massive. Let me pull it up real quick. This is on one of the diets of Acrocanthosaurus. So it is used to hunting down larger, I mean much larger prey, but nothing close to the weight of Patagotitan. So Patagotitan is larger, longer, and weighs more than Sauroposeidon. Sauroposeidon. This thing seems to be some kind of brachiosaurid. But this thing is bigger. Patagotitan is bigger. But Acrocanthosaurus does have that bite force and does have that experience. Main Patagotitan predators. I feel like that would be Abelisaurus. Ooh. So Abelisauruses like that are predators. So wow. We got Acrocanthosaurus. And Patagotitan. So let's go ahead and dive into this battle. It might be a shorter one just to give you some hints. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So Patagotitan, there's a herd of Patagotitan feeding. There's a herd of Patagotitan feeding. All of them but one are in a group, and it's off to the side. It's a full-grown adult, whatever that means. Acrocanthosaurus decides to target it, rushing towards Patagotitan. As it runs in, Acrocanthosaurus roars. Patagotitan quickly jerks his head, looking, turning to the side so it can get that tail in there. Patagotitan whips its tail around, quickly popping Acrocanthosaurus in the side. Patagotitan is not to be trifled with. As you can see, it does kind of have bumps on the back here. Acrocanthosaurus goes to bite for that back hip. Patagotitan kind of lowers one leg and lets those bumps do its job. Acrocanthosaurus jaws get caught on it, while Patagotitan, as simple as this, just that back leg, bam, kicks kicks Acrocanthosaurus right in the body, knocking it over, knocking it to the floor. Patagotitan turns and faces Acrocanthosaurus. Acrocanthosaurus looking on in pure fear as Patagotitan rushes towards it, charging full speed. Acrocanthosaurus gets up and quickly dodges, biting into the side of I was about to say Abelisaurus, but this isn't Abelisaurus. Of Patagotitan. Patagotitan bellows out as it quickly kind of sidesteps as fast as it can. It turns to see Acrocanthosaurus. Acrocanthosaurus roars out. Its jaws bloodied from the blood of Patagotitan. Patagotitan just stares at Acrocanthosaurus. Acrocanthosaurus rushes in, and with the front leg, Patagotitan takes a swipe. Wham! All 77 tons, knocking over Acrocanthosaurus as it rushes in. I have to take this one out of the tournament, aren't I? Sorry, I just had that thought. Patagotitan rushes in as Acrocanthosaurus lays down. His ribs broken, its arm broken. As Acrocanthosaurus is bellowing in pain and barely able to rise to its feet. It gets rammed into by all 77 tons of Patagotitan again. And getting knocked back down, this time in the lower hip, breaking its hip as it slams it to the ground, fracturing its toe on its other foot. It looks up at Patagotitan, roaring one final time as Patagotitan rises up as far as it can on its back feet and dropping itself down, all 77 tons, right onto Acrocanthosaurus. 1 foot on the skull, completely flattening its skull. 1 foot in its rib cage, completely knocking a giant hole straight through Acrocanthosaurus rib cage. That is the end of Acro. As the Patagotitan quickly removes its feet from the Acrocanthosaurus and wanders back off to eat, leaving bloody footsteps everywhere it walks. Prehistoric pterosaurs and other dinosaurs come and feast on the dead corpse of Acrocanthosaurus as its blood oozes into a small puddle. So, yeah, here's the thing about sauropods. They tend to be kind of not super predators, but nothing can really hunt them. So then you get the problem of Patagotitan and Acrocanthosaurus, where, it's not really a fair fight anymore because one completely towers over the top. And Acrocanthosaurus probably did skin feeding or skin graze feeding. If Patagotitan turned and just fought and was like fighting and wasn't allowed to run, they kill super predators. This is not a 1v1 fight. You need like 3 or 4 Acrocanthosaurus. Even then, Patagotitan would still at least mess up 1 or 2 of them. I don't. So, yeah, our winner is the Titan lizard itself. That's not even what it means. That's not what Patagotitan means. It's like the Titan from Patagonia or something. But I'm going to call it the Titan lizard. The Titan lizard itself, Patagonia Titan, is the winner. If you did not see this coming, I don't really know how you did. Granted, for the sake of mercy rules for the rest of the tournament, because Patagotitan would have to fight Majungasaurus. And here's the thing, now that I'm looking at it, if Patagotitan really fights any of these and it's a full-grown Patagonia Titan, it's just going to step on them. Because I'm doing like rules like it's not allowed to run, it's not allowed to like turn and fight, it's not allowed to get aid, it's not allowed to retreat, it has to stay and fight to the death. But very few dinosaurs can actually bring down full adult sauropods. And one of them is on this list. It's Allosaurus. And I don't think Camarasaurus is a fair enough, replacement for Patagotitan. I feel like Camarasaurus was way smaller. And Allosaurus is definitely not going to face off against Patagotitan. But so I think for the case of mercy, I'm going to let Acrocanthosaurus move on. And if you have a big problem with it, and I know Patagonian Titan is getting this Patagonian Titan that just fought is basically getting the mercy of not having to fight again. So, because I already know that like sauropods like that would probably not. Like what? Majungasaurus, it hunts sauropods. It's an abelisaur, but what is it going to do to a full-grown Patagotitan? Patagotitan, like one of the largest dinosaurs. Patagotitan will just curb stomp, knock around, step on, and just crush every bone in these dinosaurs' bodies. And it's not a fair fight. There would have to be like a juvenile Patagotitan, and even then, it's probably not going to stay and fight. It's going to run. So for the point of the tournament, I'm going to let Acrocanthosaurus move on, but just know Patagotitan was the winner. Well, I'm your host, Eric Crawford. Remember, if you want to go see some of these amazing dinosaurs that I've mentioned, go check out I'm blanking on it. Dinosaur Trips. They go take you on the backstage of museums and things like that. If you want their Instagram, let me pull that up real quick. That is not what I want pulled up. Hang on. I have to find it because it's been a while since I've messaged him. But I can search for it. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, I'm going to let Acrocanthosaurus move on for the sake of mercy rules. And here is Dinosaur Trips. There's their Instagram. Go check that out. While you're checking that out, go check out my Instagram. At Prehistoric _Life _Podcast. There it is. There it is. And if you want all my content earlier, I try to post it earlier on YouTube. Here is my YouTube account. Go check that out. Yada, yada, yada. You've guys already seen all this 1,000,000,002 times. So, and if you want all that in one place, here's my website. But, yeah. I'm your host, Eric Crawford, and I will see you guys all next time for another episode. Actually, for a double interview, the first official quote-unquote double interview about Tucson, the Tucson Fossil Show in Arizona with Fossil Shack and Rex Creek Discoveries. So I will see you all next time. I'm your host, Eric Crawford, signing off. This has been Prehistoric Life Podcast. Remember, keep it prehistoric. Goodbye.